What's going on, guys? Flash Frame here, and today I want to talk about a little something that it's been a while since I've done a flash shock, but with what's been going on lately on YouTube, and this actually kind of goes beyond YouTube. My apologies. I have an issue with my eye that has continuously been bothering me for some times. Anyway, so an issue has come to my attention over this week, and as someone who worked with the hashtag Where's the Fair Use instance, I felt that and as a transgender individual, it's something that I felt I really should touch on. And that is Alex Maurer and her apparent meltdown is really the only way I can explain this. So, first off, I want to give a shout out to Sid Alpha, Total Biscuit, Jim Sterling, all of these people that have been covering this so far. And really, it's Sid Alpha who is kind of the reason that I'm posting this today. So I've been following this for the past approximately 5 days now. To give a quick kind of overview of what's happening for those that may not know. Alex Maurer is a video game composer who was working on music for a game that I believe, let's see, where is it? The game was like Stargazer DSP or something. It was actually a really nice looking side-scrolling shoot 'em up, very shmup-ish looking. Anyways, Imagos Studios was working on this and had apparently, now keep in mind this is only what I've been able to piece together from Sid Alpha and Total Biscuit and whatnot. Alex Maurer had worked under contract with Imagos and had created pieces of music for the game, and then during production of the game had medical issues. It's unclear what those medical issues were. From what I can kind of piece together, it would likely be due to her status as a transgendered individual. Now, I wish I could separate the transgender issue from her current actions. However, as someone who is transgender, who's very, very far into all of kind of the psychology and everything surrounding this, because it personally relates to me and my own issues, I have a strong problem with where Alex is coming from in all of this, and it would be negligent of me to not speak on this issue as a member of the community. So I woke up this morning and saw that Sid Alpha had actually posted 3 videos in the course of several hours, in the course of 24 hours, which is unlike Sid Alpha unless news is breaking. And boy, has news broke. So Sid may have made a couple of mistakes, not intentional, mind you, in regards to accidentally weaponizing his user base. Same with Jim Sterling. And things, the online stresses may be pushing Alex over the edge. And given Sid's most recent video, it's clear that she's got over the edge. As of an hour ago, as of this recording, Alex Maurer has officially, and as official as you can call it, issued a death threat to, in fact, if Sid's video is to be believed, which he's been fairly reputable and has been willing to walk back any mistakes in the past. Alex Maurer has issued 2 death threats to Sid Alpha himself. This is concerning for 2 reasons. Primarily, the fact that she should be, as someone herself who has received death threats, she should be sympathetic to the idea of even considering sending someone else a death threat. The fact that she has willingly done this shows a lack of empathy and compassion for anyone else. Granted, that is something that has been seen throughout the entirety of this instance, when she seems to absolutely not care in regards to the DMCA takedown notices and various other actions that she has taken to try to weaponize YouTube creators against Imagos software. I believe I'm getting them wrong. The company Imagos, whatever. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. There are this is a very difficult subject to touch on. It is now public knowledge that Alex Maurer is male to female transgender, meaning she was physically male, is transitioned to female. I will continue to refer to Alex as female. That is proper. She is transitioned. That is as it should be. There's a group of people that don't understand what being a transgendered individual entails. And one of the biggest things for us now, I haven't even begun any of my processes yet. I just moved internationally, and I will be going through eventually I will be going through the Netherlands system for this. And Alex has transitioned in America. Now, there are 2 very different levels of standards of care there. And what I believe we may be looking at in Alex's case is a breakdown of her mental state, potentially due to change in hormones. It's unclear to me how long ago she transitioned. I have no information on how long she has been on hormones. What I can tell you, as someone who is intimately involved with someone who has gone through such changes in the past year, is that getting on hormone therapy is very, very much like going through a second puberty. You go through many of the same changes. You have just as much of a period of instability as your body reconfigures itself to what genetics says is the proper way that your body should react to the hormones. This messes with brain chemistry. This isn't conjecture, this is science. This messes with brain chemistry and is one of the reasons why in Europe there's a stronger standard of care put on transgendered individuals and their mental states. Now, I'm not going to pardon Alex Maurer for any of what she has done here. What she has done is potentially endanger the livelihood of several people. Several YouTubers have been affected. She's essentially been making a list of the strikes that she's made in an attempt, it seems, to legitimize her strikes in saying that her strikes are not causing channels to come down, and as of this recording, no channels that have been struck by Alex Maurer's DMCA claims have been taken down. However, many are sitting at 2 strikes. It is unclear if this is a change to YouTube's algorithm to make sure that waves of DMCA strikes. Oh, excuse me. It's unclear if this is to protect creators from waves of strikes hitting their channel to the 3 when it's a single claimant or not. That being said, if that's the case, that's new or relatively new. A relatively new issue regarding the copyright and DMCA system on YouTube. So here's what I'd like to posit. It is possible that we are dealing with a person whose mental state is not in the proper place. Not because they're transgender, mind you, but entirely because we're dealing with someone who is unstable on their hormones, may not have had the proper mental care up to and throughout their transition, and very well may be having and given the current political climate in the U.S., it's entirely possible that this is feeling like another attack on her being. Transgender individuals in the United States feel very threatened right now, given the current government administration. They feel very under attack. The entire LGBTQ community feels under attack right now. So that, combined with her perceived slights be them factual or not, this combined with her perceived slights of the developer against her and misunderstanding of copyright and fair use, as well as just her current instability may have led her down this path to begin making all of these claims and all. That being said, again, it does not excuse her for what she has done. It does not excuse her from the clear lack of empathy that she has shown to those that she has affected. It does not excuse her for making death threats against a man who has consistently tried to only report the facts, has attempted to give her a platform to state her side of things, and it's as someone who, she's received death threats herself and been told to go kill herself, for her to turn around and issue a death threat to someone else who has been simply doing their job is a very, very clear sign in my mind of mental instability. And or at the very least an absolute lack of compassion and empathy, which may have been pre-existing prior to her transition. What Alex Maurer has done here is potentially ruin her career. And that's upsetting because this not only hurts Alex, but it hurts transgendered individuals on the whole. We're not all like this. Most transgendered individuals transition without a problem, and then it's literally live your life as the gender that you have transitioned to, and nothing else comes of it. We are already one of the groups that is the most victimized in the world, and transgender people of color are even more at risk of violence and death. Now, I do not know Alex's racial situation. I don't know Alex's... I don't know any details about this woman beyond that she was a composer, is a composer, and has a gross misunderstanding of fair use. And now that she is a woman who is capable of making death threats against someone who has only been doing their job and trying to help her, insofar as he could, giving the overwhelming evidence against her. So, to those of you who would like to use Alex's transgender status against her, I implore you, do not do so. It's only going to serve to hurt a woman who is clearly already hurting in some way or another even further. To Alex Maurer, who I doubt will ever see this, but if you do, I'm sorry you've had such a hard time in your professional and personal life regarding this. I am sorry that this has affected you the way that it has, but your status as a transgendered individual is no excuse to threaten the life of another. As a transgendered individual, you should understand the preciousness of life. You should understand the dangers that we go through. And you should understand the pain that you are inflicting on others. I understand that you may feel cornered currently, and I understand that you may, I don't know, feel trapped and are lashing out. That is not the way to act in this current situation. It's only making your personal and professional life harder. And it's only going to serve to do exactly that. It saddens me that we're at this point with this entire thing. Imagos Software has decided to take suit against Alex, not seeking damages, but they have hired the video game attorney Leonard French to head up their side of things, and are essentially just focusing on getting who has rights to what settled. That's their entire stake in this at this point. And likely legal fees will be included in this suit. So it sucks. It sucks a lot that this has gotten to this point. This should never have happened. This should never have happened at all. This is something that Alex should have taken legal action directly against Imagos. And the public should never have known about this, guys. We never should have known about this. This should have been handled in a legal setting with lawyers and a judge, and that's it. Instead, here we are. Alex, you're hurting a community that you're part of, along with yourself, in doing all of this. If you just turned around today, issued an apology, removed all of the strikes that you've issued, since you're keeping a list, and just cut ties with everything and just said, you know what, take your losses and move on, you would vanish at this point. You could vanish and no one would pay attention. What's upsetting is your courses of action have proved that you are not an individual that can do that. And I'm afraid for not only Sid Alpha, but for Alex Maurer herself. This could go to a place that none of us want to see, and could end with the death of an individual soon. I hope that's not the case. I really, really hope that's not the case. I don't wish anyone involved in this ill will, but given Alex's history, that's what it looks like is going to happen. So, to wrap things up, Alex Maurer, just stop. Sid, thank you for the work that you do. Total Biscuit, Jim Sterling, everyone who's been a part of this whole thing. Thanks for the coverage. Thanks for trying to give Alex her due. And, you know, to those of you that are listening to this, not all transgendered individuals are this unstable. This is a rarity that does look bad on all of us, and it's unfortunate. So my name's Flashframe, and this has been FLASHSHOCK Podcast for the 28th of June, 2017. Go ahead and subscribe if you like the content. Give me a like. Share it around. I don't monetize. I do this because I enjoy doing it. Except when it's a story like this that I feel compelled to talk about instead of for fun. Take it easy, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.